Winner bracket final of Group B. The winner will go into the top 4, claiming at least 6 points and a decent amount of prize money. It is a former GCS Grand Final rematch. A newbie internal battle. 1-0 versus Lin. Does this need more hype? I do not think so. Here are your players, kind of a generation clash. 32 years old is Lin. 1-0, of course, the other way around. 23. The past couple of matches between them, though, it was fairly one-sided. Lin is on a 4-0 win streak against the former best undead in the world. Will this streak be broken? As 1-0 looked good against Romantic, but Lin's shape is just getting better and better and better and better. Really excited for this one.
Yeah, seems like Lin is kind of on the road to the top 4. Like he's taking out one opponent after the next. They become increasingly stronger, you know, one by one. And so far he's been victorious every single time. But 1-0, arguably stronger than his previous opponents. Is it gonna be Lin stomping through again? First heroes are gonna be Blade Master on the Orc side. DK, of course, for the undead. So no Farseer. You know, again, I have to ask, what happened to the Farseer? It was Lin who introduced him. And I'm not saying I'm expecting him to be picked every single game, played every single match, but we never see him anymore against undead. What happened?
It's so weird with Lin. I feel like he's either way ahead of the curve, or he just doesn't accept new meta. There's nothing in between. It's not like where he's like 2 weeks too late to something and then adopts. No, it's just either inventing or ignoring changes.
Maybe it's like the Asian orcs going, there's this new strong strat in Europe going on. Oh, okay. Who came with it? Spiral? Freaking Spiral? Are you serious? And then they're like, you know what? I'm gonna play Blade Master. I don't know.
You know, former orc meta changes were introduced by Huck and Linguagua, and those were not household names as well.
But they were playing on Netties. Wait, does Spiral play on Netties? He does, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. So, one borrowed tech here, pretty fast for Lin. Blade Master finds. I was expecting the ring again. I feel like it's the month of rings. We've seen so many, but no, it's the circlet. Instead, DK also with the circlet, 2 drops and no ring. Something must be wrong here with the roll table. This is unusual.
Maybe
Clean
all the
follow-up, of course. Huh?
Maybe, are you picking up on that one? Maybe all the rings were dropped yesterday and now they have to be reforged before they can drop again.
Finally, we hear something about Reforge. Oh, that was like a Peter Griffin laugh.
I know.
Do you still watch
Nah.
Family Guy?
Nah.
No, me neither. Do they still make new episodes? Is it like
man.
The Simpsons?
Yeah, they will never stop. Level 2 for the DK. Blade Master, little bit out level. Tech-wise, should be a little ahead. Yeah, Lin is a little ahead here. Pretty passive opening, as it oftentimes is, but Lin is coming in for the steal. This Murloc would be a big deal, as this is his level 2. He doesn't get it, the coil is faster.
Did you get the item?
Replenishment, right?
Oh wow, replenishment. That's a good item.
Is this your new Lich level 4 thingy that you have to mention all the time?
No. I just do it to annoy you. I really like the replenishment though. That's where this stems from. It's 1 more coil, it's 200 health. I like it.
Okay.
Don't you like health, Neo? Well, I guess you don't. You smoke cigarettes all day.
Another last hit here. The Lich, the Blade Master didn't get too much from this harass. Couldn't prevent level 2. Now the replenishment is working. 4 more coils. This camp's already been taken as well. Where to go now? 3 Fiends will be out soon. He needs a Ziggurat for the Lich, though. He'll be supply stuff.
You can just deny the Acolyte. Where's the Acolyte? At the expansion. And the Blade Master finding a very nice steal over here. This is one of the best camps on the map to steal. Taking that away from the second hero denies level 2 and gives you a nice big consumable as well. The Fiend Scout comes in, but a little too late to be in time to prevent the big boy getting the big healing. That's a nice one. Further adding survivability to this Orc force. 1-0 though is happy to trade, creeping up his natural, finding the ring +4. Especially if he plays Pit Lord, this is actually a really good item. How the tables have turned, right?
Yeah, man.
I never
thought we would see the day where we were praising rings, but on the other hand, I never thought I would see the day where Keeper and Alchemist are overpowered. So things are changing in the Warcraft world. Things that have not changed for a long time is that this matchup is oftentimes about expansions at the tier 2, tier 3 state. And it's oftentimes Lin who builds them either too early so they can be kicked, or a little too late, so his opponent is too far ahead already. Wonder if he finds the time. It's a TC second.
It's a TC Walker build.
It's a TC Walker build?
That is so old school. Last game I can remember of this was Fly versus Lucifer Echo Isles, which was an insane game, by the way. This hasn't been played in forever. Oh, but the Skeleton Scout. Skeleton Scout sees the TC. Don't know if you saw the peon, but it's pretty easy to predict that an expansion will be coming up. Predicting walkers, though, is much harder. Nobody plays walkers before tier 3 anymore nowadays. But changing it up here is Lin. Nova first on the Lich, by the way. I don't know about that one, Kev.
Blade Master's coming in for more steals. He is level 3, gets that one, and now there's no frost armor, but he's surrounded,
baby.
And there's no mana! Can fight through this with a potion of greater healing, but Coil TC comes in for the storm.
No stomp.
He definitely needs that. What? Oh, he's in the aura first! Spirit Link comes in, here's the greater heal potion.
Thank God for that heal pot.
Yeah, Nova to slow things down, but Speed Scroll to equal things out. This could be a couple of fiends on the menu. But Coil's already. Reaches for the next one. Cooldown on the Coil. Sidestep, trying to outplay this. And now we have Stomp.
He's in range. Is he gonna try for the surround? DK anti-surrounding. Crits flying though. Where's the Coil? Whoa, that was a late one. But might still be good enough. Nope, with a Stomp coming in after. That's 1-0's own fault. If he coils sooner, he's gonna have the second Coil ready. So he loses another Fiend right there. And the TC Walkers catch him off guard. TC Walkers are super strong on tier 2.
Yeah.
When there's no destroyers yet.
Heavy power spike. And he uses that power spike for the tier 2 expansion. It's at 60%. It can't be punished anymore. With only one Fiend remaining. That's laughable.
And you know what turned out to be really problematic? Not having frost armor.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Why did he go for Nova?
Maybe he thought...
You go for Nova first if you see a high value target low HP and you can kill it with it, but there was nobody nearby. Just for creeping purposes?
I think so. Maybe he thought, I will speed up my creeping, and in a normal UD versus Orc, creeping takes a lot of the mid game. He didn't see this attack coming.
Yeah, and that was punished hard, man. And now the expansion is basically up. Lin is looking in a prime position to win this game. Fiend and Snared. And guess what? There's still no frost armor.
But at least he can dispel against the Spirit Link now with the Destroyer. But Stomp again. Never Novas. Oh, that heal scroll. Sweet move by Lin, who saves this Raider, actually. Oh, sweet plays. He's not losing anything.
He's so good, dude.
And
Lich
Snare.
And Snare.
Right clicks. Coil, okay, trying to TP him out. That should work, but so much health and so many units lost. 1-0 is at 33 supply. Expo is up, 10 supply lead, good hero levels. Lin, man.
He's good.
What
He's really
changed?
Good. He's playing this very well. To be absolutely fair, though, 1-0 is making it a lot easier for him than he would have done many other times. Lich, still no frost armor. Gets the coil there from the DK.
That was last
no mana
one.
for now, but has the mana pot. 2 destroyers now.
That is good damage for now. So Lin will lose a couple of grunts, but it's same like Footman. They are supposed to die at some point. This is good experience, which is finally the level 2 and finally the frost armor. It's just way too late. Damage is done already.
But now it's hard to find the kills here. He doesn't have ensnares anymore. And the Kodo's gonna get taken out as well. Frost armor keeps the Lich safe, gets dispelled actually, but... Alright, here come the Raiders again. Now ensnares flying once more, but these destroyers are absolutely not being answered. The headhunter numbers are way too low. And 1-0 surprisingly fighting his way back into this game. Jesus.
What the fuck? Yeah, that is...
What happened?
The Orc tier 2 power spike is over. And for once, Remo, we don't mention this too much in this patch anymore, but for once, destroyers are the savior of this game for 1-0.
I agree here. I agree here. Against tier 2 walkers,
perfect.
Destroyers are really good. Against
So
tier 3 mass orc, they're bad, but here they're pretty good. And here comes the
use.
Dark Ranger now, with Dark Arrow, turning these orc units into undead units, and especially on headhunters, that is very easy to do.
How he turned this around is so sick. Next Kodo down. Where's the damage all of a sudden? Where's the army all of a sudden? He has one disabled. That is the Raider he has. Okay, second one now trying to go for the Blade Master again. There was an invul, but low mana. Gotta be careful with that. Lin's expansion is still running. Let's not forget about that. He needs to stall some time, I guess, to rebuild the army, or maybe even go tier 3, which he's not doing at the moment. Just pure mass from 3 production buildings. Lich is closing in on level 3, which will be dangerous, and the Sobi Mask is absolutely helping a ton. TC not level 3, Blade Master not level 4. Levels are an issue for Lin now.
We're even in supply. This is not the way this is supposed to be, and you have to react quickly to this Dark Ranger harass, otherwise peons are going to turn into skeletons very quickly. We in fact have so many skeletons here. Lin can't even fight this. How did this flip around so hard so quick?
The second destroyer was the key, absolutely. And the level up for the Lich for the Frost Armor. Raider out of the fight again. Fiend safe to the back. Nova hits and hitting good. We get it more and more headhunters. Can he finally deal with these destroyers? It kind of looks like a level 4 for the DK. One destroyer falls, second one out of the fight as well. But here's the level 3 Lich, and that is a dangerous nuke right now. Will he dodge that one? There's an invul potion. Gotta be so careful with it. It's alright though. Mana is low for 1-0.
Mana's low kind of everywhere, but the DK most importantly still has mana for the coil, and that Zoe Mask so helpful for him. The Headhunters can take out these destroyers fairly well, but if they do, they walk into range of these heroes and then turn into skeletons. Lin is still reeling right here, still struggling. There's also skeletons in the peon line, so he's going to be losing those very shortly as well. More and more fiends getting saved. Blade Master now in trouble in the midst of the undead army, has to go for the invul. The lack of Orb of Lightning is insane, by the way. He's just having such issues sticking on targets.
Yeah.
Can't kill that fiend either. Instead, it's the Kodo now exposed. Has eaten the fiend, so important to keep that one alive. Finally, the mana is low for 1-0, and he gets another fiend kill here. Lin does. It's not over yet. 1-0 still at 50 supply.
Pretty crazy fight again. And these skeletons, this Dark Ranger, how much did she help 1-2-0 to get the upper hand? So many skeletons again, a few of them are expiring. But without that, taking out this Great Hall takes just forever. New invul potion on the blade, level 4 is close, nothing on the TC. Is he finally going tier 3? No, he sticks on tier 2.
And now, if we're being capped in hindsight, it's easy to say, you know, Lin should have fallen back, should have healed, should have gotten mana, should have produced. But 1-2-0 was standing in the middle of the map with 2 heroes and 1 fiend and 1 destroyer. And that was it. Like, it's hard to blame him for wanting to look for more kills, but it turns out it was an overextension at the end of the day. So sick, though. So sick.
Absolutely.
Probably only 1-0 and Happy can come back from that kind of situation.
Is there a way for Lin to still turn this? With a hero kill, maybe? He has that double disable with the big level 2 stop now. He's starting the tier 3. Needs to stall the time, but this Lich will not give him the time.
Ouch. 1 kill right away on the Headhunter, and the second one's gonna follow right after. And they turn into juicy skeletons once they die, thanks to the Dark Ranger. There's another one. 3 kills for free. Thank you very much, Lin. I will take those.
Plus 16 damage on the Lich is helping with that as well. There's no Dark Ritual yet. So he can't eat the skeletons, but once he can, he's starting the Ice Age here. Thank you, Darkwing Duck, for the 28-month resub.
It's fine. Eins, Risiko. Good old Super RTL days. I used to binge watch that shit like crazy when I was young. When life was simple and good, Neo.
And now it's only good.
So much better now that I have you by my side. 2-0, by the way, for Sock. Update from Chad. Thank you guys very much. So he does get it. The 2-0 versus Infi, man. That's pretty sick.
Absolutely. I don't know if it was a mirror, but then it was pretty sick. So, 3 destroyers. That seems like the push to end this game. Again, the headhunters are falling. They are just way too squishy. Level 3 for the Dark Ranger. These level 2 skeletons. The Lich should be close to level 4 as well. Going for the Kodo. She doesn't eat again. Dodges the Devour. He's not. He's
alive.
Again
Keeps the destroyer alive.
Not losing stuff. How is he doing that? Late Master level 4, okay, but he's slowed down. Lin's army is completely falling apart. GG. 1-2-0 is, if he plays like this, championship material again.
That was insane. Strategical error early by 1-2-0, but fighting his way back with just pure skill.
Yeah.
I would love to have stats, by the way, on this game, on the Blade Master's uptime, damage uptime, because it was horrible. He was just chasing fiends around that were hurt and always being manually microed, aside from the main army, which was doing other stuff. Because 1-2-0 is just insane, dude. And if you don't have Orb of Lightning against 1-2-0, you're not getting killed, dude.
True. He's just too fast with this stuff to move units away and save it. And of course, there was no Shadow Hunter, so he couldn't prevent any coils. With a Storm, maybe, but of course, you usually have more Hex than you have Storms. And it just didn't work out. Didn't have the disable, didn't have the damage.
An interesting choice there by 1-2-0 against this style for the Orc, which has no healing, no healer. It can also be very powerful to just aim for the heroes and either kill them with that or force them out of the fight. But 1-2-0 took a different approach. He didn't attack the heroes at all. He left them to, to their them do whatever they wanted, to their heart's content. But turned out that they couldn't do much because he microed too well against them. TC never had mana. And the Blade Master was just running around, unable to put in damage. That was pretty cool.
Indeed. 1-0 lead for the Chinese Undead. The last time, by the way, a series went to 0, or whatever, 3-0, was in April. So quite some time away. Usually it's super close between the two. Comes down to very few mistakes. And maybe that was one mistake of Lin. He can choose the map now. And we will get the invite very soon for the second game. Chat was pretty close as well. 18 votes for Lin, 17 for 1-2-0. That's a good showing of how equal in skill these two are.
And 1-2-0, like for once, playing super serious mode online, right? No Fire Lords, no Dreadlord, just straight up normal play and not messing around at all. Are you still here? Hello?
Yes, I am. I had to respond to a text message, which was a little important. I'm back.
All right, we're in the second game. Concealed Hill will be the place to find out who, potentially wins the series. But of course, Lin can still come back if he gets the victory here. This is a very popular and good Farseer map. Is Lin now going to change it up? He showed in the first map he's willing to play off meta, somewhat off meta.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to bet money on it, I think he's going to play super straight up now.
I think so too.
Late Master Shadow, tier 3.
Later expansion with a mid-game Ogre Lord snack with a Shadow Hunter. It's definitely what I'm seeing. I also see that we're only 160 followers away from the big 75,000. So keep on hitting that button, boys and girls, to get us closer and closer to the 75,000. Yesterday we cracked 7.5 million views on this channel, which is also pretty good.
It's like perfectly in sync.
Mm-hmm. It always kind of
7.59
is.
views.
Like also the Twitch to YouTube ratio is always 2-1 in favor of Twitch.
There you go.
We're waiting
Everything
for...
perfectly balanced, Neo. Like God made it, Neo.
Thank you, Zufam, a very, 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 very old friend of ours, for the 2-month resub. Greetings, he sends with a smiley face. And if I see your name, Zufam, how can I not have a smiley face as well? Thank you, mate.
Hope you're doing good, buddy. Neo, why aren't you loading into the game?
I am. It's 1-0 who's missing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's equally undead skill, but it's not my task today to play.
Yeah. How did Creep Jack go?
Didn't like the episode at all. I didn't play, but I don't know. I didn't think it was too good yesterday.
What did you do?
Florentin played some ladder. I gave him some advice. Then we had a little quiz. And then Florentin played some more. I don't know. But next week is gonna be better.
All right. Second try here for us. This bug still keeps on happening, unfortunately.
But kind of rarely. It's just we are in a lot of games. Especially when it's qualifier season.
And now everyone's in and everyone's ready for the second game, 1-0, with an amazing comeback in the first match. Can Lin now get his own comeback started in this series, trailing 1-0, or 0-1, I guess I should say. Lin, who has been dominating the last couple of days, dismantling one opponent after the next, 1-0, so far, seems to be a little too strong.
But it's only the first map of the series. We have hopefully 2 more. CH, of course, always good for orcs, as we have the health fountains here, and you can creep the middle fairly easy as focus introduced. This is pretty much how he defeated 1-0 at WGL Winter last season, by abusing the middle creep a little.
Yeah, and fountain usage cannot always be that helpful because, you know, there's creeps on the map, you're going to get stuff done, and if you're healing at the fountain, you're doing nothing. But if it comes to 2-base versus 2-base scenario, which is more and more becoming a thing in this matchup, and both kind of have their sides of the map, then the orc can be aggressive towards the opponent's expansion and always have that fallback of the fountain. So in that scenario, can be super, super strong. That certainly is one of the considerations here for Lin for choosing this map. First heroes, what are we choosing? Late Master it is again, and the DK. Still no farce here.
No, it's a very straight up build by both players. We have another result from the open qualifier, that is Huck taking the lead against Ice Orc 1-0. You confirmed it before that Sock 2-0'd Infi. Focus is 1-0 up against Romantic, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not. Jack is facing Moon at the moment, so Moon won his game as well. Still waiting for the Foggy result. As far as I know, it's still 1-1. Well, it's super important for Foggy to make top 4 this open qualifier.
Yep. If he wants to have a chance to get through the NetEase qualifiers. And as we saw, Europe qualifiers are far from a sure thing.
Yeah, man. We don't even know how many spots we have this season.
Yeah. And even if he's playing in his best shape, like Happy's gonna be there, probably, maybe. And, you know.
Really good. Thorzane trying his luck, maybe. Cash is in good shape. Spiral's gonna be there. Maybe
I don't
Juan
think
steps
Thorzane's
it
gonna
up.
do it, though, is he?
Huh?
I don't think Thorzane's gonna do it, though.
Oh, we'll see.
He would have to take how long off? Like at least a week. He's a doctor, dude. He can't stop saving lives. People are gonna die.
There's gotta be a replacement somewhere in Sweden.
But nobody can replace Thorzane. How don't you realize this, Neo?
It's just, I'm just so hopeful that he'll one day join us in China. Don't ruin my dreams.
Maybe you can share a room with him.
Rather than with you.
Alright, is this gonna be... If Thorzane qualifies, are you gonna ask NetEase to share a room with him?
Hell no.
That would be so sweet. Come on.
Yeah, I like my single rooms. So Blade Master +8, good start for Lin. 120, not level 2 yet, but stealing the turtle with a couple of skeletons. That's a nice little creep route here. Dodging the Blade Master's harass early, scouting with the Fiend. No disable, so they are safe for now. And that is level 2. Attack on the way, 60%, slightly below. This is everything as standard as it possibly gets, so except maybe the creeping by 120.
Yep. It's all about scouting, it's all about preventing levels. Stealing kills is the ideal scenario for the early game. With coils or backstab. Where's the grunt, by the way? I was healing at the fountain. Am I getting old, or is this grunt blip on the minimap really small?
You are getting old, as it always was.
No, but it is small, it's hard to spot if it's only one grunt.
Okay. Blade Master trying to get the turtle, and he gets that revenge kill. Slippers for him. Man, this damage is so hard to deal with in the early game. I think 120 seeing this now shall decide to go for Frost Armor first.
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, I mean, he won with Nova first, right?
Yeah, but would have been a little easier with Frost Armor.
Yeah, just kidding. Frost Armor is definitely the way to go. But this early game for Lin is great, man. He's gonna get level 3 Blade Master by the time Tier 2 rolls around. That is the dream. What do we have on Tier 2? Shadow Hunter, Bestiary. If we see a Tier 3 follow-up, this is the most standard meta build for Orc that we have in the game.
Yeah, I think he
And that
could
is what
go
we're
for the
expecting.
Lodge already, so he's waiting for the Lumber to tech.
A player's forces are under attack.
On the other side, of course, Lich, Tier 3, and then Slaughterhouse, rushing it a little. So the tech is actually earlier for the Undead.
Oh yeah, it's a 2 Fiend tech. It's pretty greedy, but in this matchup nowadays, you usually can get away with that. Nobody really wants to attack, because the opponent is normally too good to really let any big kills happen. DK using a lot of coils for this creep camp, but he gets the item and level 3. Ring of Regen at this stage in the game, not that good. May sell that one.
I mean, statues are still not there, so I think once the statues are out, you can go for that. Lich is
Acolyte
out
in the middle, by the way, very important. Gonna scout for the Ogre Lord, and very predictably so, the Shadowhunter is aiming for the big level 7 creep right away when he comes out. But that shouldn't be doable. 120 is not gonna interfere. Is he really gonna creep the...
A player's forces
What?
are under attack.
Why
Does he want to
creeping the
play
lab?
with a Zeppelin or something that it's so important for him to get this lab? Because he gives up so much experience. Yes, it takes forever, but this is the biggest creep on the map. It's the best item on the map.
And it's Slaughterhouse
100%.
in
Huh?
120's main. Oh my god, he's gonna lose it. That was 2 seconds away from being repaired. Blade Master getting revealed, getting chased, but too fast.
So I
a
was
big mess.
focused on the Ogre, who starts to walk back a little. Okay, so Slaughterhouse gone. This will take
Player's
forever
forces
to
are
rebuild.
under attack.
Ogre trapped in the main. Good experience for the Shadowhunter. And what's the item now?
It's the level 2, right? No, it's not level 2.
Not really, no. It's like
Oh,
150
no, it wasn't the yeah,
experience.
wasn't the Trapper experience.
Lich
Medallion.
has Nova,
That's
by the
okay.
way.
Is it Nova again?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
A player's forces are under attack.
120 keeps on innovating, I guess.
I'm really surprised he didn't go for the middle once the Acolyte scouted this. Why was this camp so important for him?
Maybe with the Acolyte there, he knew that the Ogre had to be forced into the main, and that takes a long time, and he thinks that's okay. After all, he got the lab. That's a lot of experience
He
and a
got
big
more
item.
experience, that's true, but if that's like... That could be such a great item, maybe a
A
game
player's
deciding
forces
or
are under
Yeah.
attack.
game
But I also would have expected him, like if he's aggressive against this Ogre Lord. Whoa, speaking of aggressive, Blade Master here next to the Fiends. DK leaves the army alone to get the orb far away. That is a risky play. And now with the Hex and the right click follow up, this first Fiend is certainly gonna fall. 1-0 has to bring the ghouls here if he wants to fight this.
Rough
And-
timing for 1-0. The coil miss as well. 6 supply gone. The aggressive Shadow Hunter with the hexes. So well done. Also a little lucky with the Ents Nest from the creeps. Blade Master in focus, but there's still a big invul potion. Coil Nova is relatively weak. And there's no coils anymore because he had to use all of that. Nova comes in, kills a Raider, but there's 2 Fiends still on the silver planet. There's 1 more in Snare. Blade Master Hack and Sling away, could go for the invul, does so. That's the kill.
Finally the ghouls coming in, but this is a little bit late. A little bit too late, and now Lin is just going to back up, having had a phenomenal trade. Lost only 1 Raider in exchange for, I believe it was 3 Fiends. Maybe even 4. And 1-0, too greedy.
A player's force.
Shouldn't really creep that aggressively when the DK is so far away. Gets punished for it.
I can understand that he was confident after the fights in game 1. But this time there's a Shadow Hunter. This time there's a lot more disabled. And it's a well-equipped Blade Master as well. Not sure if that was the right calls.
Yeah, wouldn't be too surprised to see a tiny Great Hall coming up here soon with this great first fight. But for now, Lin is still just making more units,
Player's force.
keeping up the creeping, taking out the Fountain now. It's going to be level 3 Shadow. Going to be level 2 TC if he sends the Blade away. But then again, he's close to level 4 as well. And 1-0, not dissuaded, will go in for the next fight. DK out of mana, by the way.
Oh, and
getting
DK
surrounded.
in a surround TP. Trying to fight out for a second, but... Wait, he's killing the... No!
What?
Double kill! For the level 1 TC, he trades his Death Knight.
He was on the wrong hero.
Major mistake. Yeah, the invul on the Lich. Like, that was not really necessary.
Yeah. He was on the wrong hero. He double-clicked the top left item. He thought he was on the DK for the TP, but he was on the Lich, so... Well, DK gets brought back from the tavern. Oh my god, if the Blade dies. This could be the game swung around, but no, he's gonna double crit for 207. That's the GG.
Lin's Saint Sword strikes back with the 2 crits in a row. But yeah, 1-0, a little over-ambitious, over-bloodthirsty.
Yeah. And also in the early game, in my opinion, not making the right choice. Giving this easy of a level 3 to the Blade just makes things so difficult. He cancels the Slaughterhouse. If the Blade isn't level 3, he doesn't have the damage or the Windwalk really to do this with the Slaughterhouse, and is also way too strong in the fight. A little bit complacent there, perhaps, this game by 1-0.
Good to see Lin going for the standard and doing so well with it. Like 1-0 was punished for every single mistake that he did. And it was nice to see, and of course good for us that this goes full distance and goes into map number 3. We have a couple of new results from the other games that we can't show because they're running at the same time. Foggy and Hawk face each other in the lower bracket. 2-1 for Yumiko against Hawk, and Angshi continues to impress against Night Elf, defeating Foggy again, just as he did last time in the qualifiers. Check was defeated by Moon, it's 1-0 up, and Romantic equalized against Focus. So both games in Group B here in the Pro Qualifier go full distance.
Cool, cool. And now, moving to what's map number 3. Soon, what is 1-0 going to choose? Concealed there seemed to be a really good map for Lin, but I feel like 1-0 gave it out of hand. I don't know, isn't it 1-0 just making strategic mistakes unnecessarily, but coming back with his execution? This is normally not something that was 1-0's style or weakness. That sounds more like Happy. That just sounds like Happy, yeah, he just does every game whatever he wants, even if it's not the best choice. But he comes back anyways, because he's playing it so strong.
Yeah, kind of true. We are waiting for the invite for game 3, and there we go. Why were you invited and not me? Okay, the players are not even in, so I won't complain. Thank you, Hadoko, for the 6-month resub. Great work. Love the stream after a hard day at work. I hope you're not in a European time zone, man, because it can't be a hard day if you're finished at 2:30. Well, maybe if you start early. Maybe if you're working in a bakery.
Yeah, he's a baker. I was thinking of that as well.
Okay, I take that back. There is a possibility, even if you're in the European time zone. Glad that we can help you to get into the weekend.
Did you ever want to become a baker, Neo?
No,
No, me neither.
I don't
Starts
like
too
to
early.
stay up to get up early. Except if it's for Warcraft, then it's fine. Looking forward to BREC, Remo. 4 a.m. most likely, as it was last time.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think last time you weren't even there, you lazy fuck.
There was one tournament I was really here really early. It was 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, you were so sleepy all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like full of energy. Boom, boom, boom. Game so awesome. And Remo was I need some coke. Let's go. Game 3. Decision time. Who's going to be the first player in the top 4? It's one of these guys. It's definitely a newbie player. We know that much. It will be a decision on Echo Isles.
In the left, we have 1-0 with a Ted Fiend opening. Right-hand side, Lin with a standard build. As far as we can tell, this was, by the way, one of the first maps where Farseer really started looking so strong because of the easy expansion. But I don't think we're going to see that still. I would love to ask Lin and have him tell us why he's not playing Farseer anymore, but we don't know. The fact remains, though, that he just prefers Blade Master basically all the time. Unless he wants to surprise us here now and go back to his Farseer strat, but again, pretty unlikely. It's going to be a lot about creeps early on, about experience and items, and of course Echo Isles, we know, is filled to the brim with claws of attack or similar items.
Do you know how many claws there are, Remo, possibly?
How many claw camps? Yeah, I do. I do. It's a full 10.
That's correct. And there's a
Perfect 10.
marketplace as well where you can buy even more.
Oh my god, how insane.
We have a new result. So-In continues to impress as he's also taking the first map against Sok in the winners final of Group A.
Dude, what is going on with So-In?
I have no idea.
Crazy.
This meta seems to be really his thing at the moment. And confidence coming into play, I guess. Really cool to see. The tier 2 players stepping it up recently. Love that.
Yeah, Focus and Lin, they need to be a little concerned. There's so many tier 2 orcs waiting in the wings, waiting to take that top spot.
Yeah.
A lot of them from China already last year, and now So-In coming back as well. Cool to see. Seemed like he was having a tough time last year, but now getting into the full swing of things again.
Which orc didn't have a hard time last season? Greetings to Matt Morris and the Keeper of the Grove. So, a normal tech by Lin, a little late even with shop. But no, it's not late really. It's one burrow shop, that's normal. Late Master starts off with the ring. DK continues to creep as well. Claws for him. Lich will be happy. Tier 2 tech here as well. Very standard. No harass thus far, but Lin had to wait for the shop to finish, and now with 2 sets of selves, he's running over.
So what creep route are we going to be looking for? Blade Master at the marketplace. Only a ring in there. The ring's return! Not for the DK though. He got the claws. That's the best one.
A player's force.
Speaking of balance changes, by the way, I think claws should be +5. I think claws
I
are a
agree.
little bit too good. Slightly greedy tech here by 1-0 without a narrow, without a second ziggurat. But nowadays, no orcs really on the top level run into the underbase anymore because normally there's nothing to be gained. So that's one corner you can try to cut. It's taken forever for the Blade Master to kill the creep, but he gets rewarded with the big mana potion. Speaking of good items.
Imagine the Blade Master,
A player's
the
forces are under attack.
DK here right now. Just one coil kill. But yeah, absolutely worth it for either TC second for lots of stuns or lots of heal waves later for the
Oh, the
SH.
grunt. You have to be careful against 1-2-0, dude. That could easily turn into a surround.
Can always be a surround indeed. Acolyte saw the Blade Master in the south, where he bought a circlet, so he knows how hurt he is. And he saw the inventory most likely, so he knows the 12 o'clock position has been scouted as well.
Experience progress on the blade so far not too good. Would love to steal the Ogre Magi here, which is probably going to be attempted soon. Oh, skeleton block coming out.
Ah, expires though.
Acolyte is coming in again. Acolyte, speedy Acolyte, Ferrari Acolytes, sidestep.
Nice side steps, but there's another chance. Even with the speed scroll, he get a little bit of a block out. Oh, okay, sidestep from the DK now. Doesn't want to invest 2 coils to get there.
That's the speed scroll gone, though. This already makes tier 2 a lot safer, because when the Shadow Hunter comes out, it's only going to be one speed scroll you have to deal with. If the Shadow should be aggressive, but he won't be aggressive, most likely anyways. But you know what's different in this early game, Neo? It's a lot of trading hits and running around and not much creeping, and that is great for the undead. So this is already much better than the second game was here in the early stages.
I agree. Again, in game 1, 1-0 had the aura rather early. This is the case here as well, and I'll see pretty much can't really prevent level 2. Blade Master's not getting too many steals this time, so both heroes will be level 1, and it's again the Tauren Chieftain. No SH.
Does 1-0 know about this already? He saw that there was no tech, but maybe it's just a slightly later tech. Oh, Blade Master does not get the last hit, doesn't get the item either. 1-0's fingers too fast. Gets the claws, and the gloves now for the Lich later on are going to be very good. Lich, by the way, severely delayed. Acolyte refusing to deny itself. Don't know about that one so much. This Lich is going to be extremely late.
This was the case in game 2 as well, right? Now the Acolyte's dead.
Alright, now the Lich can be
Tier 3 is
made.
on the way though. And the Lich finally coming at 6 minutes. That is... We do have a Wommel, and he stays at tier 2, but this time no Lodge. Third game, third different build for Lin. Is this like a tier 2 expansion into an early attack?
Yeah, I think so. But the expansion itself hasn't been scouted, but the TC's movement has been. And that was straight to the Expo. So this is not too hard now to expect an expansion on the way and to look for again for 1-0. DK getting close to level 3, doesn't get that last hit. The Nightcrawler might be enough actually. If he secures it with a coil. Oh, never mind. 8 experience short.
At least he got it. Only needs 8. TC continues to creep up. He's level 2 now. He's not forced into a fight before he got his stun. And the Expo is coming. So far, Blade Master can't really shop anything. Thank you very much, Crooksy, for the 19-month resub. Happy Friday, y'all! Hope you enjoy your weekend, and hopefully with us. As we have tons and tons of content here this weekend. Starting every day at 1 until late in the evening.
Oh yeah. The way you want it. Expansion hasn't been scouted yet. I'm really surprised 1-0 is not sending over skeletons. Is the read for him that if he sees a TC, he 100% expects an expansion? Maybe it is. Bringing over the orb now. Lich, with a beastly inventory, but no Nova. And that is the big downside of going for the Lich late. If you're only level 1 on the tier 3 stage, that's not very strong. Might still be feeling confident enough. Blade Master finally having gotten his level 2, gets the invul as well. That one he's gonna need. Again, he doesn't have any healing, but he does have the level 3 TC. This is the big, hopeful savior for Lin in this army.
There's no third hero yet. For 1-0, is he waiting for it? Maybe he has the resources now. Yeah, Pit Lord for the first time. Getting rid of the Dark Ranger. No silence, no skeletons. He wants the Howl of Terror on this map. Does he have the time to cancel this? It would be amazing as the tech is then so super late. Lin has to bank on this expansion. Distracting with a fight now.
This army for Lin is so small though. The stomps are okay, but the Blade Master only level 2 without damage. Again, this damage on the Fiends isn't really that scary, and this whole fight is transpiring without Nova. Imagine Nova added into this. But even without, seems like 1-0 is getting the upper hand. First grunt kill goes to the undead. Second one will be microed away, but it's going to be out of the fight. These statues are just not dying. Without a Blade Master attacking them, which he isn't, and without an Orb of Lightning they're taking forever to take out, finally the first statue is going to be falling in the back. What was that? Like a 4-for-1 trade? Fiend gets saved again, thanks to the coil. Statue is still not dead. Raiders kill it now, but thanks to Frost Armor, they're slowed, and another Raider killed for it. This is just too easy.
Lin got the expansion done in the end, but for how long is the question. Kodobi's coming in for additional damage, but where is the army? It's not existent anymore. The TC has to go into the invul. Nova invul, okay, but that was the only one. Raider, Kodo, 2 heroes. That's all he has. Stomp.
Wait.
Follow.
Call Nova.
Dead.
Close enough.
And he falls into the dust, bites it. And yeah, there's no disable anymore. There's no additional movement anymore. There's skeletons, there's ghouls, a little happy-esque to pull them into this stage of the game. And he tears this Great Hall down. Can't even be cancelled no more. 1-0, took a little sleep in game 2, but coming back strong. And again, an expansion timing that didn't work is a neck breaker for Lin, and that's why he's losing against 1-0. The streak is over. 4 wins in a row for Lin going into this series. The Necromancer is back on top, winning Group B, going into the top 4.
And yeah, we saw in that game, he didn't go for the walkers again, so we expected a tier 3 tech to be coming, but it wasn't even on the way, so he was trying to hold just with Grunts and Raiders. Grunts and Raiders are awful against tier 3 undead if you're only tier 2. That was a very curious decision of a strategy in map 3. Map 1 I can understand, but without walkers, I can't see that working. Maybe he was so afraid of the destroyers after game 1, but a shame. If Lin plays standard every game, he has a much better shot. But he's trying to cheese 1-0, loses the 2 cheese games. Weird.
Yeah, I agree. But good to see 1-0 with good decision making and great micro. I think this was one of the best 1-0s I've seen in a long time in certain fights. This was this genius that made him so famous and so successful, especially like 2 years ago, before falling off.
Map 1 was insane.
Yeah.
Map
Really
2, he kind of shot himself in the knee. And map 3 was... that was easy. I may have been able to win that.
Come on, Remo. Come on. Infi is leading 1-0 against Chimiko, about to eliminate them. We don't have the update between Focus and Romantic, but we will give you an update as we have at least one more series here in the broadcast. That is going to be Lin again in the lowers finals, fighting for the top 4, where 1-0 is already. And looks like Soen is going there as well. So stay tuned. We're going to have more games here at Back to Warcraft. We are still on the road to 75,000 followers, and we are only 153 short. So click that button over there and check out the links in the description to our social media and to ways to support us financially if you have a buck or 2 left over. In 5 minutes, we have more action from the WGL August Pro Qualifier.